Brian Anderson is gay. And before we get too far into what that means for skateboarding and things like that, I thought I would explain why I didn't make this video sooner. And there's two main reasons for it. One being that I've been extremely busy. You know, the shop's open now and I'm working a full-time job on top of this, so I'm not really home. If I can record a video, that doesn't mean that I can necessarily like process it and upload it in a timely manner, and I'd rather just not struggle with it too much if I don't have to. Laziness. But that's not really a good excuse. I should have still recorded the video and just got it processed and uploaded whenever I possibly could. But that won't be a problem anymore after Monday because I'm getting Wi-Fi at the shop. I'm bringing my computer up here. I'm just going to take care of all this kind of stuff from the shop, which is going to make everything a lot easier. I'm going to get blinds for the front windows so that I can record before or after work. You know, those kinds of things. The second reason being, basically, I wasn't really sure how the skateboarding community was going to handle this. And I had my suspicions that it was probably going to go pretty smoothly because this is skateboarding. We're pretty accepting people. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that don't necessarily subscribe to the skateboarding ethos that are kind of infiltrating skateboarding right now. They don't really understand skateboarding. They understand the physical act of it, but not what it really is. And that's something that I'm not going to get too far into in this video because obviously it warrants its own video. So, what do I think about Brian Anderson being gay? Honestly, I've not really known for a long time, but I've like had the sneaking suspicion, and not even the sneaking suspicion, it was a rumor that got passed down to me from somebody at a shop somewhere, who likely heard it from a rep, who heard it from who knows, and it's just one of these things that kind of trickles down, and it got to me, and honestly, like the people around me, I've been talking about this to them, and they had no clue, which is, I don't know, whatever, kind of interesting. Same life experience, not same life experiences, but same like opportunities to go do things and hear things, and they just somehow missed out on that information. Or maybe they did hear it and it just wasn't important to them. It shouldn't be important to them, because what does somebody else's sexual preferences have to do with you in any way? It's kind of like Brandon Diebel said, more pussy for me. And he's right. It was kind of blunt. It was kind of like a barbaric response to your buddy coming out of the closet, but I get it. Like, I understand. This story is just, it's not wild, it's not really, what's wild about this story is that it took so long for something like this to happen, and I think Brian Anderson is absolutely the perfect person that could, you know, be doing this right now, because he's already a legend, so it doesn't matter, like, if you accept him for who he is or not. You've been watching him for so long, what are you gonna do, just go back and hate on all the shit that you thought you loved about him? You can't, it's too late, you already love him. You love a gay dude, get over it. And if you're already over it, good for you. It shouldn't matter to you. It's not that big of a deal. It's his sexual preferences. And it's not like he's going to be coming on to you, because in his very own interview, they made it pretty abundantly clear that he's not interested in skateboarders. He's not. He's apparently interested in big, hairy, barrel-chested men. Most of us are not that. It's kind of hard to be like agile and finesse a board when you're like this big, hulking, like gorilla man kind of thing. You know, you can't be Bigfoot and flip a board and not break it, of course. So I don't really know what you guys expected from me on this video. I know you wanted my opinion on it, but I honestly don't have much of an opinion on it, because it's not something that matters to me. It's something that I've always like kind of had in the back of my mind for who knows how long, that this was just kind of part of him. And if you look at Brian Anderson, he's a little bit of a weird dude. You can kind of see it. Maybe not like in the traditional sense of like, you know, that dude's definitely gay, but you can tell there's something a little bit different about him, and you don't necessarily know what it is, but you know it's different, and that's cool. That's what skateboarding is all about. It's about different personalities getting together and doing the same thing and putting their own spin on it, and I don't know. It's a beautiful thing, man. I love skateboarding. Brian Anderson, congratulations, dude. I don't really know what I'm congratulating you on besides being yourself and finally being out and able to like actually be yourself 100% fully. I guess congratulations for that. I hadn't really considered that. That's kind of a big deal. That's a pretty big thing. So good for you, dude. Like that's awesome. I can't imagine having to keep something like that from my own family, friends, much less an entire skateboarding industry where like you could literally walk into a gay bar or, you know, mess up on your what's the Tinder for gay dudes, Grindr or whatever, you know, somebody could be trolling on there and find you or whatever, and just completely expose you and just blow everything up out of proportion. And when something like this is handled like that, it tends to lose a lot of its meaning. So I'm glad that you finally like came out and said something directly and didn't just wait for some scandal to happen, because that would have been so lame and so weak if you got exposed for being a homosexual. Because it's 2016, man. People got to get over that shit. So that's my 2 cents on it. Or I've probably gone over 2 cents by now. That's probably like my $2 worth on it. So if you disagree with what I said, tell me why. Or don't, because honestly, I don't care. If you agree, you know, show not me a little bit of support. I don't need it. I'm not the one that's actually doing anything here. I'm just commenting on a news story. Honestly, it's a little bit weird that I'm talking about a grown man's sexual preferences, because it doesn't matter to me what any of you are. You do what you want, you know, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, that's cool. So, yeah, if you like this video, comment, rate, subscribe, share it with your friends, tell the world about Skate Speech, and help make So Stoked Skate Shop grow, because we are growing at a pretty rapid rate. We've got custom grip made by Sweet Tape, all kinds of different stuff there, 20 different kinds. The board wall is impossible to keep filled. We just got girl t-shirts in, like 4 girls. I realize that's a Thrasher shirt. Don't bust my balls on that. You know, the sunglasses are not selling as well as I had hoped, but they are still around. We got t-shirts everywhere, man. This wall's getting a little low. We got to fill it back up. But look at this. Look at all these trucks. Look at that. We're killing it right now. Constant growth. It's paying the bills. I'm reading a Thrasher. I'll talk to you guys next time.